Jeremy,
Brad.
1 year anniversary, and you look like a bigger fool than when we started. You've aged right into dumbass.
How? And it has been a year, dude. A year.
You know what?
Oh, man.
We missed one episode over the course of a year.
And that was because you were on vacation.
Hey, look
And
at
you're
that.
on vacation again.
Hey,
This is
Jeremy,
your
look.
third vacation,
Jeremy, look. Here's the
by the
episode
way.
we missed. There it went. Just
Went right by.
one whoop. See ya.
Third vacation in this year, Brad, for you.
Is it
Yeah. Hawaii. The
Hawaii?
beach. It's probably more, to be
The
honest.
beach.
This cruise.
This cruise.
Living the good life. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you excited to be on a cruise?
No.
Why?
I mean, I'm here.
Is it not something you chose to do?
Nope, it's for my in-laws' 60th wedding anniversary.
Wow, that's big. I mean, you got to do it. You and Steph are coming up on that soon, aren't you?
19 this summer.
Oh, man. I still remember why you told me you didn't have me in your wedding.
Yeah.
Because you said that I was too poor.
I still have your toaster.
That was the best gift you've ever received, Brad.
Longest lasting. Other than my marriage.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's lasted as long as
the
your marriage has.
thing, yeah.
Let's keep that bad boy going, huh? Like, if it breaks, Brad, you need to take it somewhere somebody can fix it. It's like going to counseling.
Jeremy.
Brad.
Did you? Well, go ahead.
Go ahead. What?
You know.
What?
You know what?
Briggity bro bops, briggity bro bops, briggity bro bops. 1 year. 1 year. We've been doing this big time running podcast for a year. 4 years. Big time, running. We haven't been doing much of that, but it's okay, because we talk about it sometimes. This is the Briggity Bro Bob's Big Time Running Podcast.
You know, so I'm traveling this week, obviously.
Yeah.
And, it's a real pain in the ass. Like packing for a vacation that you want to run in when you can only bring this one pair of shoes.
Why can you only bring one pair of shoes?
Shoes take up so much space.
Oh, and we're still doing our one pair challenge.
Oh, it seems like somebody forgot.
No, I haven't forgot. I mean, I haven't been running a lot, and the only shoes I've been running on are my Brooks.
I ran this morning in Miami. Hot.
Yeah. Dude, it has been awful. Awful here.
We got caught in a lightning storm.
Oh, did you? Like in an airplane?
It was electric.
Were you waiting for that dad joke?
No, we were running in the electric storm.
Who was running with you? Kira? How's she doing? She's going on her junior year, dude.
Well, I just told her like half the time, go ahead. I'll catch up.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I will. When she turns around, runs back, and gets me, and then...
That's not you catching up.
Yeah, it is.
No. She's coming back. That's not you catching up. That's two different things. You catching up means that you're running faster than she is in order to get to where she is.
So I did 7 minutes on, 2 minutes off, and ran for 34 minutes.
That's a lot.
And then, the cruise deck is, I think it's 18 levels. Just hoofing that son of a bitch like 3 times today.
Dang, that's getting some serious elevation. I'm sure they have like treadmills and stuff.
Treadmills, 200-meter track on the roof.
In the middle of the ocean? How cool would that be? to be out there just running in the middle of the ocean.
And I brought 1-inch splitters.
No, you didn't. Yeah, you did. Nobody wants to see that. Not until we get fit.
So I'm
Let me tell
running.
you.
Good.
What? I said,
What?
let me tell you, watching these Olympic trials has made me want to get fit.
Well, it's just made me think. I've taken some needed time off because I know from here on out it's one big push to 2028.
Brad, if by 2028 you can run as fast as the ladies did for the closing mile of the 10K for
Dude,
one
they were
mile, that'd be
flying.
exciting. They
That
were, yeah,
How many times
440.
did the lead change in that last lap?
Dude, that
Like
was such a good
4.
race. Yeah, it was such a good race. And Parker Valby, I just got to give her all the respect in the world, dude. She just put it out there.
Well, it's funny because I've talked to uh like some coaches, and like Ben can't get enough of um Caitlin Toohey.
Yeah,
Sorry, Parker Valby blows her out of the water.
she does.
Like
I
if
still like Caitlin Toohey, but
But
Parker Valby as a
Parker
runner
Valby
is
is next level
yeah. Parker Valby she is like the future of the sport of distance running in
for
America.
US.
Like she
Yeah.
just is. Yeah,
I mean, she is just a stud. And Carissa Schweitzer,
Schweizer,
wow.
Schweizer. Yeah,
So she had just qualified in the 5K.
yeah.
She won the 5K.
No, she didn't win the
You
5K.
sure?
I didn't think she. I thought that what's her name won the 5K. Saint Pierre.
Ellie St. Pierre?
Yeah, she's doing the 5 and 15 double. I thought Ellie won the 5K.
So did Schweitzer qualify in the 5?
I think she qualified in the 5, but I don't think she won.
Okay. Well, still, that's one hell of a double.
That is a hell of a double. But she didn't qualify for the 10K. She hasn't run the time yet.
Well, it looks like they're getting in essentially with the number of scratches and injuries in the worldwide list it looks like they're getting
And
it no matter
getting
what.
banned, all kinds of stuff. Not that
Have
I know
you
of anybody.
have you watched the 800 prelims?
For men? No, I haven't. They're
Physical.
recorded, but I haven't. Oh yeah? I love
Real
getting physical.
real physical. So, one freaking Akron's finest, Clayton
Clayton
Murphy,
Murphy?
looked on fire.
Oh yeah?
That dude
He
coming into the last 100, he'll be in 6th place and then ease up at the finish to qualify.
obviously I know he's super fit, but he just is not as cut as some of those other guys.
Well, what's crazy is I still think he's a 1,500 runner and not an 800 runner, yet he can still scratch it
I
around
mean,
the track.
yeah. 150 144.
Well, he
Get it
does
done.
146 like it's just, okay, I'll run the last 100.
That's next level talent, Brad. I don't know that we'll get there.
Speak for yourself.
I don't think I'm gonna get there.
All right. Talking of you and I, me and you,
Yeah.
the two of us?
The both.
Yes. What's your fitness score right now?
I don't have a fitness score right now
Why?
because I'm not paying attention to it. I'm just using my Strava to time my runs. That's it.
I know, but on Strava, then you can put in like run feels like. It's
Oh, I
basically
haven't been doing that at all.
0 to 10, and it adjusts your fitness level based off of that.
Oh, so if I just put super easy, but everything is like crazy hard, it would make my fitness score go up.
I mean, you'd be a liar, which isn't the first time you've been accused of that. So
I would imagine my fitness score is somewhere in the 6 range.
I'm an 11.
Are you? I think I'm probably like a 6.
That's
Yeah,
brutal.
that's real brutal. And like getting out early in the mornings is still just awful. Like today at 7 o'clock, it already felt like it was 91. It was miserable.
I'm going to be excited because we've only got a couple more weeks.
Yeah, and then I don't have to worry about this
And I have an
challenge any
entire
longer.
week. I have an entire week of just training while I'm on a boat.
I mean, what else do you have to do on a boat? I mean, you can go and gamble and eat.
The food sucks.
That's really it. Like go swimming,
The food
play some golf.
sucks.
Yeah, like I felt so hemmed in on the boat. Like there was only so many things that you could do, and if it's like a packed, if it's packed, like it's just crazy to try to get even a seat anywhere to get into the pool. It's not just crazy crowded, but I mean, some people love it, so I'm not taking that away from them.
I mean, I've been on the boat we left at 5:30, so
Yeah,
3 hours and 12 minutes.
yeah.
I think I'm about done.
You haven't gambled yet, Brad, have you?
No,
You're gonna gamble though.
maybe I feel like I'm running out of things to do. And
Already.
mind you, we
Yeah,
left
we went.
Miami and
What?
sailed directly in the path of what is it? Barrel,
Yeah, barrel.
barrel. Is it?
Category a category 4 hurricane now.
So they had to reroute us already.
Jesus, that storm is gonna be crazy. That storm is gonna be insane.
It's barreling right through the islands.
I mean, a burl, I guess you could call it burl, but
Burling,
it's B
burling right
B
through there.
A R Y L or whatever. I hope it's not like it is strengthened so quickly from just a tropical storm to a category 4 hurricane.
My next training session is going to be titled "The Barrel" because
You
that's how
should.
fast I'm going to ramp up. I'm going to start naming my training sessions hurricanes.
Okay. So that you want to name them after catastrophic incidences?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking like, what's a bad one? Ivan was bad.
Katrina,
Katrina. Yep. This 8 week
Hugo,
training cycle is Katrina.
Hugo. There's a
Yugo.
lot.
No,
There's a
Yugo.
lot.
Barrel.
There's a lot.
Barrel.
Barrel. We don't know how catastrophic barrel is going to be.
But just the name, it's got to be thrown into the mix.
It does. That's a good name. Like I want to. I do. Like I don't make. I'm not making light of this, but how do they determine the names of these storms? It's just kind of crazy.
It's literally just a list that like they rinse and repeat.
But some of them that you can't repeat. Like they're never going to have a Hurricane Katrina again.
Watch.
I'm watching. There are plenty of names out there. We don't have to
Not on the hurricane name list.
recycle them. Why? Jeremy, Hurricane Jeremy, Hurricane
Well,
Bradford,
do you
Hurricane
remember?
Jessica.
I've been just I can't get over the some of the Saturday Night Live skits. Saturday Night Live has got me hook, line, and sinker again.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the one with Ryan? I'm sure you've seen the who are
What
the
Beavis and Butthead?
yes. God dang, that makes me laugh hard.
So good, dude.
He's got his legs crossed and he's like flipping around.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't know. And then they move them side by side. He's like, "You gotta be kidding me!"
They both have their legs open.
And they laugh exactly like him. I remember watching that for the first time when I was like, I don't even know if I was a teenager yet, but I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Beavis and Butthead.
I never got into it.
I wasn't a huge fan, but I was big enough fan that I would watch it when I could.
But that skit had me laughing so hard because whoever the main character was that was like Neil deGrasse Tyson,
Yeah,
like never broke character, like ever.
but
Everybody
the
else
interviewer
broke character. Yeah,
the interviewer did so hard. She like turned around and she just couldn't stop laughing. Yeah.
When his butthead, sir. Just because we're not of the same intellectual prowess as yourself does not mean you need to start calling our audience buttheads.
So good.
So, but the reason I was saying that was a little segue. This is what you call buttering the skids in the entertainment industry. It was a little.
Oh, okay. I'm learning something.
It was a little Honda Prelude. Remember that car?
Oh, I do. Those things were thick.
So, talking about hurricanes and Hurricane Jeremy, it was the Chicago guys, the
Yeah.
Bears, the
The
Bears,
Bears. Yeah.
and
The
they're
Bears. The
like
Bears. The Bears.
Hurricane Ditka versus Ditka. And they're like, holy moly, that's one big hurricane.
Oh, Brad. The
Yeah,
things that you think about.
yeah. You don't remember that one?
I do know that one. Yeah.
Ditka versus God. God by a field goal. Yeah. I think that was the only one that Ditka lost.
He was in was it that movie with Will Ferrell kicking and screaming?
And he'd always eat that. How many does that make? Baker's dozen when every time he'd have a heart attack.
Yeah. Oh, rest in peace. Priest.
Rest
Peace.
in priest?
I can't think today.
Is that like reciprocity?
Reciprocity?
That's exactly what I said.
That is not what
No,
you
they're
said.
pretty sure the reception's bad on the boat.
Is that maybe through your brain? Oh, geez.
Uh, so
Bradford.
Jeremy, are you gonna make it through this 5K?
I'm gonna make it through. I think if I break 25 minutes, I'm gonna be like ecstatic, dude.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
Oh, 100%.
That's 8-minute pace.
I haven't touched 8-minute pace in
Yes, you have.
weeks.
Yeah, you have.
No, I haven't. Not even a little bit. I haven't touched 8-minute pace in weeks.
Yeah, you have.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have.
I have run right by it. Like, and there's 8-minute pace, and I'm still going. And I'm
Yes, you have.
still going. Still going. I look, 25 minutes. If I break it, I will be content. And
Hey,
I will be gearing up for the next long run, whatever we're gonna do. You said a 50 miler sometime like early next year.
what do you think of the new track league that Michael Johnson's putting together?
Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, I know that they want to build the sport. I just don't know.
I
I
was
don't know.
thinking, do you watch Drive to Survive on Netflix?
No, should I?
Awesome.
What's it about?
F1.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And so then there's this new like breakaway golf league, Live, that
Yeah, I know about that.
their leaderboard looks just like F1 races. Like as players are moving, like it's a ladder of people going through the chain.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you incorporate it, but if you look at professional cycling, is way more similar to F1 than running.
Yeah.
So, and a part of it is you don't like this because you get so bent out of shape on super shoes. So, and there's this, I think there's this universe. There's like a commonality when people talk about racing that they feel like in track and field or road racing that some teams have a bigger advantage, like some sponsors have a bigger advantage than other teams. Nike at one point had a bigger advantage over ASICS teams, or if you were sponsored by Brooks. So, but
Yeah.
that's the exact same that it is in almost every other sport.
Yeah.
So, but
It's money.
you think running should be different
No, I didn't say running should be different. I just think you get rid of super shoes because it's stupid.
because you can't fit in them.
Yeah.
The same way you probably couldn't fit in an F1 car.
Nor could you. I'm too buff.
But I
I
can
bet.
fit
Look.
in a
Look
pair
at
of
that.
super shoes.
Look at
But I
that.
can fit in a pair of
Ah,
super shoes. So
so
what's
buff
that say? What's that say?
that they don't discriminate. It's
Against you?
discriminatory. Yes.
I mean, I honestly think that you have a point that ugly people with fat feet and mustaches are discriminated against fairly, in my opinion.
You're just jealous because you have regular width feet and no mustache. And we look exactly the same, so the ugliness level is the
No,
exact
I
same.
look at you, I genuinely look at you and say you deserve to be discriminated against it in a lot of ways.
Sometimes I forget that I have a mustache. I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, whoa, there he is again, that handsome devil.
Yeah, or a psycho.
No. I mean, talking about like other like branding and stuff, there are some horrific running apparel out there that the Olympic trials people are wearing. Like
Who?
awful.
Who?
Adidas has that stupid like for the women has like this V that goes
Yeah,
down
yeah,
the butt and it's I'm like what
yeah,
in
but
the
there's a
hell?
different colored fabric under it.
Yeah, I understand, but it's so dumb looking.
You,
Is it two pieces?
I think it's one piece, but you bring up a really interesting comment. So as I love looking at like the marketing aspect of business. So
Yeah,
maybe because I was a marketing major in college, took me 7 years to
possibly.
graduate. Basically, have my
Yeah,
master's in marketing.
but you don't. You can't. You can't. Come on, get the hell out of here.
So I was listening to this guy that I like about marketing, and he was have. Did you see all the bandit running runners?
No,
So they were all just wearing black singlets and black bottoms.
that sounds awesome.
It looked amazing because they stood out so much from the regular runners
Yeah,
that it was blatantly obvious who was sponsored and who wasn't sponsored. And so
yeah.
what happens at these events, including the Olympic marathon trials, is like runners are going to end up wearing like a Nike singlet or an Adidas singlet just because it's what's available.
Yeah,
And so then these groups like Nike, Adidas, Brooks, etc., get free. Like the runner does good, they get an extra boost. They don't do good, well, what's it matter? The guy just bought it to wear it.
that's right.
And
That's
so
right.
Bandit signed all of the unattached athletes, anybody that had no sponsorship, signed them to like a basically just an apparel deal for they paid them to do the Olympic trials.
Awesome.
And then with that, didn't put any branding on it so that it was blatantly obvious that if the runners did well, that sponsors knew these people aren't sponsored. Like if we're looking for a new athlete, this is the
That's
person to do it,
awesome.
which is pretty like for running apparel company, pretty
Yeah,
epic to do to stay in the game.
I've seen a lot of different brands being worn by the athletes that I didn't haven't seen in the past. Like, I mean,
Ton of
On obviously
Tracksmith.
his Tracksmith has been out there. I've seen On a lot. Lululemon has been out there. A fair number of people
Yeah,
on
but they
Lululemon.
sponsor a lot of big women. Like
Yes, but I'm just not used to seeing it. I'm just like the traditional, like New Balance, Brooks, Nike, and Adidas. Like that's what I'm used to seeing. These other
I'm
smaller
I'm
brands.
I'm gonna get really controversial here. This is
Go,
going to be
go,
spicy. This is going to be
get
spicy.
spicy.
I got in reprimanded by Kira. So who was it? 1500 is over and done with, correct?
Brad, you're breaking up. What
Women's
did you say?
1500?
Yeah, the 50,
Women's
women's 1500
1500
is
is over
over.
and done.
Yes,
And Nikki Hiltz,
yes,
who's a Lululemon athlete, finished
yes.
second, I believe.
Second, or did she not win? Or they?
Maybe they won. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I said, wow, like that's really impressive. She did great. And then I was then immediately reprimanded. It's they. And I said, but they're not running in a they group. They won the women's 1500-meter Olympic trials. They didn't win the they group.
yeah.
And she goes, yeah, but like I follow her on Instagram and on there it says they, them. And I go, yeah, but her medal doesn't say they, them. She won the women's 1500.
Oh, Brad, you're digging yourself a hole there. You're gonna get us
I think
canceled.
two people can be right in this. I think two people can be right in this scenario.
Gonna get it. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that that's not true. I mean, what does the medal say? It's gonna say, and what are the record books gonna show? I mean, who won the Olympic trials?
Women's
1500. It's not
1500.
women's 1500. That's right. It's gonna show that. But I mean, I guess if we're talking about them in particular, then perhaps we use the pronouns if we're okay with it. And then when we're talking about the race, then we can talk about the women and that
So
they are a woman.
so 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 to define Nikki well as they see fit,
Yeah.
you have to follow them on Instagram and understand what they are as they're running the women's 1500.
The only reason I knew is because the announcers used the pronouns they
Did they?
when they were talking about Nikki. Yeah. So I
Okay.
was like, and there was another one, a thrower, and I can't remember their name. So I was gonna say something. I'm gonna bite my tongue. So
I think this is, yeah, I think both people can be right in this scenario.
yeah,
Like I genuinely understand the non-descriptive aspect of they and them. So, but the Olympics is very black and white in men's and women's.
it is. Although some people are trying to change it.
And so I think this is what, if you're like an old school boomer, this is what infuriates you, that you're even trying to do the right thing. And then you
You're
get
not a
reps.
boomer.
I know, but I'm saying, like, I'm not the one complaining about it. I'm complaining about this one, like, minuscule instance. So, but
Okay.
boomers get super upset that they, like, get a cup of coffee and they're trying to be nice and they say, like, thank you, ma'am. And then you're reprimanded like you went out of your way to insult somebody.
Yeah, like if yeah, I understand that. Just to be safe, just say, "Hey, thanks," and then you're covered. You're covered. Your bases are covered.
But I mean, I think, like, when boomers grew up, like, this was how you address people to be nice. Saying thanks was, from their viewpoint, completely impersonal.
Yeah, or you can say "Muchas gracias."
If you're in Miami or South America, of course you could,
Or anywhere really. You don't
I
have to be in
suppose.
Miami or South America. You could be in Spain, Brad.
Do they speak Spanish there? Do they?
I don't know. I've never been.
So I just thought it was interesting that somebody winning the women's 1500 chooses to go by, like, is publicly addressed as they. And you say, well, they won the women's 1500. And they say, well, it's just a weird dichotomy.
It is. It's for us. It's weird for them. I'm sure it's weird. Um, it's just a whole bunch of weird.
Okay, sure. I think it's
Yeah.
just a new norm. I'd say it's less weird and it's more just
Well,
a
I mean
changing
weird in the
norm.
fact that it is new and it's novel. It kind of to a degree. I mean, it's been around for a couple of years, but it's fairly novel. People are still trying to come to an understanding of what the expectations are. Like it's weird, not in a negative way. Weird doesn't have to have a negative connotation like
It's
thrown at it,
different.
attached to it. I like the word weird because I'm
Well,
weird.
your mustache is weird.
See? And that's not negative. I'm taking that as a
No, it
compliment.
is
It's weird to
negative,
see
actually.
it's weird to see me with a mustache. I get it. It's not you're not used to it. I'm showing you my alpha maleness, my sigma, if you will, and you can't handle it.
So, but going back to shoes in Olympic trials,
Uh-huh.
So now I think it's pretty obvious every company has a super shoe
Yeah.
that seems to be able to compete.
Yeah.
Like it's not like Nike's super shoe is so egregiously better than On that On athletes are complaining.
No.
And
I agree.
don't you think some of the most so if you watch Drive to Survive, you see these drivers get really upset if their car isn't competing with other cars. And it's blatantly just a technology piece. It's not that the driver isn't adequate, it's that the technology isn't adequate.
But isn't the purpose of like having those types of leagues, series, whatever, that the cars are set up the same way?
No, so they're set up. You like there's a the point of F1 is so there's um every year you have to come up with a new vehicle.
Okay.
So in that vehicle, they give them a budget that you have to fit into. So whatever it is, it's an outrageous amount of money.
Yeah. I mean,
And so
ridiculous.
and then every team then is given the specs of like the weight the car that can be, the width, the length, um, engine size, like the amount of uh, hybrid power that has to be involved with it, etc. So that like there's a finite sheet that they fit into. So and where they can make improvements is aerodynamics.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
they can make the aerodynamics however they see fit. A lot of teams aren't big enough to be able to like develop their own engine, so they buy an engine from Ferrari. So
That was pretty good.
and up until next year, Ferrari wasn't mandated to give like their sister team as good an engine as they did.
Huh. So, but next year it changes?
It changes.
I don't know
So
if I agree with that.
so
Like, they
but
put in the money.
yeah, so but the most exciting part of F1 racing is watching drivers trade teams, like seeing if they're a really good driver based off of the vehicle they're driving, that they're not driving, etc., etc. And it constantly leads to, I think, exciting times in any sports are when there's big debates to be had. So now that everybody has super shoes, what is anybody talking about anymore? So,
I mean,
like,
now it comes down to the athlete.
I know,
If
which
the technology
candidly
is
is just
similar,
boring.
yeah, well, if the technology is similar, I mean, we can talk about training programs, we can talk about coaches. Like, obviously, there are coaches who are more successful than others. Like, is it because they're successful that they have athletes come to them, or is it because they happen to get lucky with a recruiting class or whatever it may be, that then all of a sudden they have the name recognition that people want to go to, so then it just builds upon itself.
Could be, but all of those things lend itself to being more boring than less boring.
It doesn't have to be boring.
It doesn't have to be, but track and field is historically known for not having big personalities. And big personalities, unless you're winning, literally, unless you're Michael Johnson was exciting because he won, not because of his personality.
No, Noah
And
Lyles has a good personality.
Noah
Usain
Lyles,
Bolt.
now Noah Lyles and Usain Bolt talk shit to their competitors.
I mean, Craig Engels. He was
He is
pretty.
pretty boring. Name me one
Are you?
thing Craig Ingles has done.
He's got a fucking thick mustache and a mullet,
So you like his look. You say, "Wow, that is one strikingly good-looking man. I like him."
and he's pretty. I mean, he is controversial.
In what respect?
He says stuff that people don't agree with.
Like what?
I don't remember, but I know it was a fact. I think he was more. He leans more like conservative and is not afraid to talk about that. I think that's what it was.
I don't think so.
I'm 97% sure.
100% you're wrong.
You're that certain. Hmm. I
And
don't
then
know.
if I was proven wrong, I would say, well, 99% rounds up to 100%.
What are you even talking about?
You round it up if it's 99.5%. you would round that up to 100, but that also leaves me 5/10 of a point.
So you said
I
100%
went,
sure
I
that I'm
know, but it's
wrong.
rounded up.
From what?
99.5.
Or it could be, you could round up to 100 if you go 70.
That seems egregious.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's the case with maths.
That seems Jeremy's mustache.
What do you say? My mustache is egregious?
Absurd, wrong, not right.
Yeah. Look at my arm.
I can't
It
see it.
disappeared. It's a beard.
Wow.
That was.
So think of get it out of the way, you goon. Think about how much more exciting like the text of running is when there is differentiators in the sport, including shoes.
The differentiators are the drugs.
Well, I don't. For some reason, nobody ever talks about it.
Yeah, because they want to seem legitimate. They want these things to come off as legitimate.
I think everybody wants to assume that like athletics is showcasing what possibilities there are.
I think I think truly that we should just let it go. Just
No,
let it go. Just be drugged to the gills. Let's see how fast these fools can run. That's how we can differentiate. Because
no.
technology's gone. Let's see who
Drug
can get on the best drug regimen.
drug to the gills is obnoxious and a dumb take. Like that's Ditka versus Hurricane Ditka. That's Jeremy's mustache.
Why is that ridiculous? They're already doing it.
No, so what I honestly think that some level of doping should be legal. But it should be
So now we're making like differentiations about how much doping you can
you
do.
said to the, yes, 100% within like normal testosterone ranges.
So no doping.
No, so Jeremy, if you're on the low
Blood.
end, you can dope yourself up to the legal limit of testosterone.
Why?
Because
That.
technically that's still showing what the human is possible of.
But what's the? Then you're going to say, well, look, we're already at the legal limit. Let's just push it a little bit.
I
And then there's
never
going to
said
be.
that. You're saying
Yeah.
just let him go. You're basically getting to the Saturday Night Live skit where their arms get ripped off with the deadweight bar.
Well, like, don't do that stupid stuff. If you feel your arm starting to come off, put it down.
You know, there's times that I show up prepared, ready to go, like I'm adding value to what's happening, and and then I have to deal with you. Like this is just candidly what's so disappointing. And after a year, you'd think that you'd put a little more into this, but you don't. But
You
you
put me
just
on the
don't.
spot every single time.
But
You
you
come up
just
with some
don't.
silly song,
You just don't. And I gotta tell.
and
I
then
just want to be honest, Jeremy. It hurts at this point, Jeremy.
what am I doing that's so wrong?
It hurts to give this much to the relationship and watch the other person just not care.
I care immensely.
Doesn't seem like it.
I big time do.
Your
Hey,
takes
guess
are
what?
terrible.
Tomorrow starts your birthday month.
Yeah.
You're going to be 46. Dang, bro.
Well, you you look like a creepy minister.
What?
Yeah, that guy.
I'm not a bad guy, number one. That's weird
Your
for you to
mustache
think.
says otherwise.
I have a mustache. Nothing about it indicates any kind of level of creepiness. It's just facial hair.
When people look at you, they say, "I'm 100% sure this person does inappropriate behavior everywhere."
No, they're probably like, that guy probably is a sweet pilot. Because all
Or
Air Force
or
pilots have a mustache.
or he works at an oil change shop,
Or, yeah, that's fine too.
or
Nothing about either of those is creepy.
he's a homeless, well-groomed bum.
Well groomed? Thanks. I try. You
with
know.
with a strong chin.
I look at that chin. Look at that butt chin. That thing is sick. Are you jealous
Jeremy,
about my chin,
Jeremy, I've
Brad?
wasted enough time while I'm on vacation with you.
So you're
Every
saying we're done? We
every
haven't even
time
talked.
talked about
You
what?
haven't even told. What do you think you're going to run for the 5K?
You said 24.
I said 25.
I think if I could run 7:45 pace, what that would be literally feel like it's all out.
I mean, it won't feel like it's all out. It will be all out. Like if it feels like it's all out, Brad, it is all out.
I still got to buy my clothes.
Oh, that's coming up soon.
I know.
We're 4 weeks away. It's right before your birthday. Man, I got to get some serious running going. Maybe I need to do some run walks so I can get my mileage up. Because I'm kind of
That's
stuck at 25 minutes of
that's
nonstop.
all I'm doing. Like the run walk is just the way to go.
So 7 on and 2 off is what you're doing.
It
I'll
just
do
depends
8.
on the day what I feel like.
I'll do 8 on and 1 off or something
Yep.
just to beat you.
Uh-huh. All right. Let me
Hey, tell your family I said hi. Enjoy your vacation.
we'll see.
Look, I know you give me a hard time, but I also know you love me. You don't have to say it. I'm proud of you for who you are. Just want you to know that.
Keep it
You're
coming.
good you're a
Keep it
good
coming.
friend and a
Come
good
on.
co-host.
Bring it
And I'm
on.
glad we've been doing this for a year. I tried talking
One,
you into a
one,
podcast
1 year. 1 year.
for a long time and you just kept pushing and pushing and then you're like, let's do a podcast. Like it was some kind of novel idea that you'd never
Like
heard
it
of
was my
before.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah. And now here we are. So I'm
I
proud of
know,
you.
but the thing is, I came up with the good podcast idea. You came up with book clubs. Let's talk about
Movies.
creative writing. Let's talk about
Movies.
80s movies.
I didn't
Let's
just say 80s movies, it's just movies in general.
let's yeah, I don't want to have a podcast about the Notebook for the next 3 weeks.
It's I'm talking about like new movies, old movies,
La
not so
Chocolat.
old movies. Chocolat. It's a lovely
I
movie.
watched it and it was a great movie.
Yeah, it's lovely. See? We can
I've
come up with
never
like
seen it.
we can come up with a series of like cool categories. Just like cool stuff, man.
Well, Jeremy,
Bradford.
love you, buddy.
Hey, I love you too, man.
Despite beating you, spitting in your face, making you whatever that move is where you squish the other person down.
What? I think you need some sleep, dude.
I I think 3 out of 7 days a week you're a great dad.
Oh, thanks. I'll take that.
I think 4 days a week. Yeah, I don't have anything.
All right, dude. Well, enjoy your vacay. Hope everything
One
goes
year.
well. I hope you don't get stuck in barrels.
One year.
1 year. I never thought. We only missed one episode.
I'd say that's pretty good.
I think that's pretty solid. Most podcasters take like vacations off and they don't do anything for like a week or two.
Not me.
We
Not me.
we took off a week, but it was because of unforeseen circumstances.
It was mainly a
Yes.
pretty wicked hangover on my end.
Oh, I'm sure. I haven't had a hangover in a while.
Well, since one of our earlier podcasts this year.
Oh, that's right. I did. That was really bad. I got sick right after we were done. I was hurting so hard.
I bought the speaking of drinking etc. I bought the drink package
Yeah.
and I like the last time I had a drink was the Sunday I arrived in Hilton Head and I hadn't drank for like probably months before and I haven't
Yeah.
drank since then And candidly, I really don't plan on drinking on the boat, and I still got that stupid drink package.
Well, you never know. Maybe you'll find that you have nothing else to do and you just want to drink away the boredom, and you just
Maybe
go
after
get
this.
wasted
Maybe
vacation.
after this.
There's
Jesus,
nothing else to
this
do.
guy.
Double fisted. Ugh!
You would.
And we're both wearing the same colored shirts. We didn't even know about it until you called me earlier today.
All right, Jeremy. I I've got to
Oh,
go.
tell your family I said hi.
I gotta go.
All right, buddy.